All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And in this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division where Devin Haney once again calls out Gervonta Tank Davis. Also, Floyd Mayweather Jr. chimes in as to what the situation is between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. All these things are connected. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division where we've got some news that has come out, conversations going on around these fights at 140 pounds, which are every bit as much dramatic as what was taking place at 135 pounds when these same people were there. I'm talking now about Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney is in negotiations with Ryan Garcia for a fight. However, at the same time, Devin Haney is asking, according to sources, for Gervonta Davis to send him a contract so he can fight Gervonta Davis. Pick one. However, Floyd Mayweather Jr. gives some interesting insight as to what would go on with the setup of those fights, and some people associated with one of these fighters ain't gonna like it, but whatever. I like to keep the record straight. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back into the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you guys super much for checking us out and supporting the channel. And thank you to everybody that supports, and the super thanks. Matteo, you're my dude, man. Thank you so much. Unadulterated Truth, thank you for your support. I'm even going to say what's up to the boxing hacker, who has been a supporter, though a very consistent dissenter to my opinions on boxing. But thank you nonetheless. Let's get into this because I think it's funny. So Gervonta Davis is the 135-pound WBA champion, WBA world champion, as he has been since 2019, when he beat Yuriorkis Gamboa to get the belt. He stayed at 135. Devin vacated all of his belts, goes up to 140, and beats Regis Prograis. Gervonta Davis beats Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia moves up to 140 pounds and has a fight and knocks out Oscar Duarte. So Ryan Garcia asked people, who should I fight next? And many people say Devin Haney. So now he and Devin Haney are supposedly in conversations to make a fight with one another. However, as usual, you have Devin Haney, who at the same time is going to want to hold about 6 or 7 different negotiations. So he puts out on Twitter yesterday that, or Instagram yesterday, that they all talk about me, but none of them ever want to send contracts. So people took that to be referring to Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis sending Devin Haney a contract for the fight. Now, as you know, human beings can only fight one person at a time. So I'm not quite sure what sending a contract is going to do for Gervonta Davis to Devin Haney when, number one, Devin Haney said that he's not going down to 140 to fight Gervonta Davis. Also, Devin Haney currently looks like he's walking around somewhere between 180 and 190 pounds. If you look at the pictures that he's putting up on Instagram, definitely looks like 135 pounds is a thing for the past for him, right? So if he's going to fight anybody, more than likely it's going to be Sandor Martin and not Ryan Garcia. But if it was Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia, it looked like Ryan Garcia would be more of the bigger possibility. Now, of course, as we go into all of this conversation, we get this conversation about, well, who's the A side, who's the B side, because, that is a bit of obsession in boxing right now. Floyd Mayweather Jr., though, speaks out on it when by the way, he's standing right next to Ryan Garcia. So I got to put that in there just so, for to be completely transparent. This is where when Floyd Mayweather Jr. is walking right next to Ryan Garcia and is asked, what do you think about the Ryan Garcia fight with Devin Haney? And Floyd Mayweather says, look, man, Ryan Garcia is the man, and he can fight whoever he wants to fight. I mean, that's a good fight if he wants to do it. This looks good to me. And then he's asked about who the big names, in boxing are, and if Ryan Garcia is the biggest name in boxing. Floyd Mayweather Jr. answers the question in a very political fashion and says that Ryan Garcia is definitely one of the biggest names in boxing. And he said that right now there's only really 3 big draws in boxing. One is Canelo Alvarez. The second is Gervonta Davis. And then after that is Ryan Garcia, clearly implying that the A side in this particular fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is Ryan Garcia. And because of that observation, and I have to tell you, I think it may be true. Now, a lot of people are going to say it's not true, but really, the numbers that came out for Devin Haney, they were not, I don't think they were bad, but they weren't the best. They weren't like eye-opening numbers for him in his last fight. Where the numbers for Ryan Garcia's last fight were definitely eye-opening. Right. Now, of course, he was on there with Gervonta Davis, and Gervonta Davis was the headliner of the crowd. But in certain circumstances where you fight a big superstar, like, say, Canelo Alvarez fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. and he lost. Hey, man, Canelo Alvarez, even though he lost to Floyd, wound up going on and fighting other people and becoming the biggest name in boxing for several years, right? And having the biggest numbers in boxing for the several years until Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia surpassed him, right? So that, I think, is going to be one of the major hurdles to the fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia being made, because Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins and those guys are not going to sit up here and act like, okay, yeah, this is, you did 50,000 pay-per-views and you did a $1.7 million gate. Yeah, we're going to give you the lion's share of the money with Ryan Garcia after what Ryan Garcia did with Gervonta Davis. Now, of course, the counter arguments are going to be the same usual ones that you get, which are, well, what did he do before that? What about that? Not that one. That was Gervonta Davis, even though the same people would say, oh, that was Ryan Garcia if you were talking about Gervonta. But what about the fact that he's never had a pay-per-view otherwise, right? And to that I say, look, you can look at not having another pay-per-view besides Gervonta Davis in 2 ways. You can say, okay, well, that means he didn't sell any pay-per-views. Or you can say, well, hey, man, he's never flopped on a pay-per-view. So just because he's never been on one before doesn't mean that you know what it would be if he was. And since he didn't have one, that means the number's 0. No, man, that's not, I don't know if that's going to be the way that they're going to look at it. They're going to look at his last performance and figure he brought a lot to the table with Gervonta, and making that fight with Gervonta Davis bigger than Gervonta Davis fights usually are. And they're going to try to calculate the value that way. Either way it goes, though, that is probably going to be a little bit of a hurdle to Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. And again, I predict that Devin Haney is going to wind up fighting Sandor Martin, because we'll see. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.